What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we have a new demo that's been put out for Dottage. This is a game where you're an old guy who's directing a bunch of people in a village on how to rebuild, and like everything keeps going wrong and everything keeps catching on fire, and generally just being a giant hassle. We played a demo for this game 2 or 3 years ago, actually, when they first put out a tech demo, and other than that, the game's been all silent, as you can see from the dates down here. And so they finally got a new demo that's getting ready to rock. We're going to take a look at it here today and see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list or otherwise pass on. If after watching this you wanted to try out the demo for yourself, it is freely available on Steam as of right now. And then on top of that, you'll find other useful links down below that go to my Discord and my Twitch stream, just in case you wanted to hang out live, where I frequently play the games that come up here on the channel in long form, provided that they're actually like out in early access and not just demos or whatever. But let's go ahead and jump on in. We've got about 25-30 minutes to do this thing, so let's not fill it all up with talking. Welcome to Dottage. This is a short demo to give you a taste of the game. Okay, sounds good. I am okay with this agreement. All right, now let me tell you the story all about how my very own village was born. Oh, I thought they were going to do a Fresh Prince reference. I thought they were gonna. They didn't. But anyways, I was so young back then. This is the tale of a curse we were destined to face and how we bested the adversities throughout cooperation. So we've got different difficulty settings down here, and given the way that it's actually presenting the leader, yeah, I was going to say, it looks like there's going to be more leaders that you can choose from to maybe diversify the game a little bit. It looks like he's got a trait over here. Can we see what the trait does? Mattis has a very short temper and no patience for slackers. Everyone will work hard under his command. Okay, sounds good. It'll be interesting. I wonder if they're ever going to have, like one leader that just has randomized traits. Like you never know what you're going to get. That'd be kind of interesting for replayability. Anyways, we don't even know what the game looks like for right now, so I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and start the game off on normal difficulty, and then we'll talk about what might be later on. Let me tell you a story. It began before all of you were born. We had been traveling for days in foreign lands. This is the story of how the village was born. The story of how we bested the prophecy. Oh, there's a prophecy involved too, so somebody's basically talking about how we're all gonna die, huh? It all began in a lush, secluded valley, which we found after several days of travel. Just a few more steps, slackers. We're almost there. My feet hurt. Oh, I was so young back then. I convinced a few pips to follow me into the valley. This is it. This is the place that I told you about. We have to stay here. You better not be lying about this new life, Mattis. Impertinent. Follow my lead and everything's gonna be all right. Now, get to work. We started working right away to build our village. Okay, and so it's morning. As far as I remember, I recall this game being like kind of turn-based last time I played it. I think this is the first time I'm telling the story. You better pay attention as I'm not going to repeat it twice. At any time, you can click on this button to skip the current scene. The village is in a secluded, faraway valley. You can use the arrow keys, pan at the screen edges, or hold the right click to move your view around. Zoom with your scroll wheel. Okay, cool. Sounds good. There you go. I've done the thingy. All right. I was the leader of the new village. Let me tell you what I did to make it thrive. The tent was our village center. It defined the extent of our village where we could safely build. Place it on available tile close to berry bushes. All right. Oh, yeah, we get to pick where our colony is going to be at. Okay. So it can really only be inside these little areas right here, so I guess I'll try and get it to all-encompass every single berry. There we go. We pips inhabited dwellings such as this. Hover over the dwelling and it will see that it is full of pips. Oh yeah, we got 3 out of 3 right there. Pips, yes, my fellow villagers. I decided, are they dancing right now? Now is not the time for dancing. Now is the time to make one's hands rough with work. I used to tell them what to do each day. I remember first sending a pip to get some food. To assign a pip to a building, a structure, or a plant, click on the tile. Okay, so there you go. Off goes the pip. Pips followed my wise advice without question. The pip is now working. You can click on the tile again to get rid of them. Gotcha. Pips work to produce resources daily. Hover over a building to see what it will produce in the top right. We found some bushes full of berries. They would suffice for the first few days. Bushes have limited uses. The number on the top left shows how many are left. Oh, okay, so there's 10 uses. Gotcha. We collected the resources that we produced each day in a shared pool inside the village. 1 food for every pip was needed per day. Available food is assigned automatically. I ensured that each pip was assigned to their daily task. Here you can see how many working pips are in the village total and how many are idling. Okay? I also took note of the current day, year, and season. The game advances in turns, so don't worry about time passing too quickly. When I was satisfied with the daily assignments, we got to work right away. Can I put, like, all of you guys on berries, though? Like, I might as well, right? There's nothing else. Like, can I put them on a tree or something? Yeah, I can't put them on a tree, so I'll put them all on berries for right now. And I like how Mattis is over here just kind of, like, shouting angrily, just doing the old man in front of the screen door thing. There you go. We have many berries. Oh, cool. There's a little eating animation, too. Nice. Hold on. There was more to it. I recall now. All right, so a memory has been retrieved. With my old age, I tend to be a little bit forgetful. As I tell you our story, old memories are going to resurface, so look out for those epiphanies. Build. Okay, so we've got access to the build command. So any pip has the skills to build a building. After you get a building, you place it where you want, and then a pip will get there, and it takes a few days. All right, sounds good. The building menu is divided into sections, so they want services for right now. They need a thinker's post so that the pips can come up with new ideas. Okay, so it takes a day, and it takes a number of woods. Gotcha. Buildings were used by pips to produce resources. This gives us science. Okay. All right, I'll probably put, it looks like it can't be adjacent, so I guess I'll put the thinking spot, like, right there. There you go. If you want to get off there, it took the pips a few days to build. Hover over the building to see what's left. Okay, fair enough. There we go. He just broke out a little hammer, and now he's going back over here. Oh, apparently he's really, really happy about the hammering. There we go. We've got somebody that's got a proclivity, a built-in ability to find joy in smashing things with blunt objects. I mean, it is fun. I'm not going to, like, lie about it. Like, it is enjoyable. We could do, like, another shack that people could live inside of. It looks like we can get commoners. And then over here, it looks like we've got a wood collector. That might not be a terrible idea. Yeah, let's put in a wood collector and just kind of see how that goes. And then we'll take you off there, and you come over to this side with your undercut and just kind of start working on chopping down trees. There you go. All right, I think I've got everybody about where I want them to be. Thinking spot is done. And it looks like the wood chopper is now done. I don't know if I'm getting off course here, like if I'm ignoring the tutorial's going to tell me to do something a little bit later, like, no, you did it wrong. But, like, I don't know, dude. I just want to play around with the game. Memory retrieved, research. So pips came to these lands with no knowledge or little knowledge, but they can be very brilliant if they take their time. Some buildings produce science, which is used to advance research. By gathering science, you will be able to discover new buildings. Okay. Some pips were obsessed with science, a special resource that we could use to discover new buildings. Okay, yeah, let's see what kind of buildings we've got. I kept a tally of what structures we had knowledge of. Each building required producing a certain amount of science in order to be discovered. I alone choose where to focus the research efforts. Hover over the building to see details and then click on it. Okay, so we've got the berry hunter over here. Gotcha. After we discover new buildings, we gain access to even more brilliant ideas. I can't remember them now, but I'm sure we had a lot of different ideas. They'll come back to me later. Okay. Fair enough, so I guess it's going to automatically apply our science towards learning how to make a berry gather, which will more than likely keep us fed after these berry bushes have gone like the way of the buffalo. Still, we are getting a little bit of resources out for right now. I don't think there's too much more for us to do today. Like, are there any more buildings around here that we haven't really, like, built up yet? Yeah, there's pretty much just, like, the shack or whatever. So, I don't even know if I should build the shack. Like, I don't know. Do we need a shack right now? Eh. I like the little Simlish noises that all the little guys make. Like, they've got kind of like those little Ewok sounds that they make whenever they're doing activities and stuff. What's that in front of the house? I don't know. Is that like a little statue or is it like a hitching post? I don't know what's like supposed to be in front of the house right there. Hold on, let's zoom in on it. I don't know. At first it looked like it was a little tiny dude with like a leaf covering his junk, but like I can't tell what it is. I think it's maybe just like a, You know what? I'm going to stop pondering it. Either way. Oh, there's bunnies. Can I eat? Poked a bunny. Poked bunnies. Okay, I poked the bunnies enough times. The bunnies are now satisfied with their pokings. We'll just keep it going. Okay, so with this turn, I think our research should be... She's doing like a little boogie dance of research over here. Huh. Oh, the rabbits go down in little holes at night. Interesting. All right, well, we've got the berry hunter now, so we can deploy that. The berry hunter, it looks like it gives us 2 food, and you put like a worker on it. And it looks like it needs to be adjacent to a forest. Okay, sounds good. I don't know what I should work on next. Let's go ahead and get on through here. Research all elements to unlock further tiers. So it looks like we've got 2 more tiers ready to rock. We've also got what looks like a well over here. Yeah, water's probably like a really, really good idea. Should probably do that. How long are the seasons in this game? I have questions about how long the seasons might be. Either way, I'm going to unassign him from doing that. And I think I'm going to... Oh, I like the way the little sun lights up when you mouse over it. There's so many good little, like, interactive UI elements here. Anyways, let's go ahead and I'm going to build a house. Let's get a house deployed right there. And he's going to work on it. It's going to cost 3 wood. Buildings in the village whose constraints are unfulfilled will be abandoned by pips and cannot be used until the environment is restored. For example... Oh, okay. Never mind. So can I cancel this right here? Yeah, let's cancel that then. So they don't like it when there's somebody on the thinking post. Gotcha. We'll put him back over there, and then we'll take this right here, and we'll kind of like place it up towards the edge of the village then, I guess. There we go. So it takes 2 days for that to get done. I do like that aside from like going through the menu right here, and you like look at the constraints that are going to be required in order for you to build a building, I do like that there's a little number on the side of it too that just slowly ticks down and counts until the building's done. It's a nice little reminder of like how much progress you need to bank before you can get anything finished off. After we finish the well, I don't know... After we finish the well, I may have everybody start harvesting berries because I don't know how many berries we're going to need in order to get through the night. Oh, we've got a new memory. Oh, maybe I accidentally triggered it by placing the building right there next to the other one. Gotcha. I do like how, so like what they've done here is actually kind of interesting. They've taken players' screw-ups and they've turned them into a function of the main character's memory loss, which is actually kind of a really, really interesting way to approach correcting player behaviors that you don't want them to undertake. Like when you do something like placing a building adjacent to another building that'll deactivate it, like it gives you a little pop-up as like, memory restored. He's like, oh yeah, I remembered. You're not allowed to place buildings next to like, I don't know. It's kind of like an interesting way to do it, and I actually sort of dig that. It's kind of an emergent way to teach how to play a game. All right, we got 1 more day till the house is done. I just didn't know if more people were going to move in until we had extra houses. I was hoping somebody would. Memory retrieved, procreation. Oh, goody, that's the fun stuff right there. Of all the things you might want to remember, that's the one that, like, we should probably remember, like, first, because that one's really, really fun. Anyways, pips can now make babies. The power of love. If a dwelling has enough empty space, pips will be able to make a baby, and they should if we want the village to grow up. Send 2 pips into that building with some surplus food, and they'll spend the next night together making a new baby. 2 free pips will do regardless of their appearance. Pips can be very prolific. Yeah, I could tell. All right. I took a little time to realize that we needed more pips. I was old, but my fellow pips were healthy and prolific. It's time for the birds and bees to talk. It's pretty simple. You just need a happy couple and some food. Any 2 pips will do. You need to have at least 2 free pips for this to work. Free up some pips. All right. We'll go ahead and free up you. And we'll free up... I already have one free. Nice. Okay, so you guys come over here then if you're free. Oh, gotcha. Okay, so there we go. Apparently they're exchanging, like, various plants that they've foraged up because obviously that's the pretense to courtship here. The 2 pips would then spend the next day making a baby. I hope everything is clear now. I won't explain it again. No, I pretty much get how it works. It's easily understandable. All right, so we got, like, a little kid over here. Sweet. Nice. So that'll give us another pip to play around. The downside is I bet we have to feed them now. And they're probably just going to eat resources until they're grown. So when a new child is born, it takes a few turns before it turns into an adult. Children are not strong nor disciplined, so they cannot work. They just play around the homes all day. Remember to feed them as they eat just like an adult. Yeah, that's what I figured, is to keep you from spamming out, basically. Let's go ahead and we'll put the 2 extra people that aren't really doing anything. Well, actually, we'll put him back on the thinking post just to make sure that that's still working. But that will give us a little bit of a food surplus, because I don't know when we're going to get to, like, oh, dude, it's like 30 turns until you get to the next season. Never mind then. I'm not even worried about it. It'll be fine. We'll get the well done, and then we'll get some kind of, like, gathering finished off so that we can really, really ramp up food production. And then I think we'll be okay. Dude, they sent the kid off to live by himself inside of a shanty. Feels bad for the kid. The berry bush officially ran out. That's okay. So we have officially researched the well. So we've got boosted water events, and it will heal burning buildings with water. Nice. Okay. Sweet. All right, so research growth. Gotcha. Some terrains may have special properties that will affect the building output. When a building that can take advantage of terrain is built on top, they will have an increased production output. Okay. I remember now. We had ideas for many different types of structures. Sometimes I'll remember a new research section. It'll appear in the research tree. All right. So I'm guessing we need some kind of water in order for the well to work. Like, it's not actually a well that's been dug down to the water table. It's like a well that benefits from being next to other things. I do like how it builds little roads in between all the stuff that you're putting down. I'll probably knock out a well right there. That sounds okay. And then Alma's not available yet, so we'll take him off thinking for a minute. Although in a game like this, I've got a sneaking suspicion that staying ahead of the research curve is going to be part of the challenge. And so I'm going to endeavor to make sure that I always have somebody that's ready to do this stuff. Yeah, let's see if we can get the ability to plant berry bushes. That might help. We'll start that off next. All right, so we've got somebody building over there. We're going to take a little bit of a food hit for right now, but I don't think it'll be that bad. But the food hit is only going to be until we get this well finished off, so I think we can, like, withstand the storm, basically. Inside everybody goes. Alma is now officially an adult, so we've got an extra worker. Nice. That's probably not good. The apocalyptic vision. I remember it vividly. Our village is cursed. Plenty of events with unforeseen consequences are going to appear when you pass the term between each day and the next. Events can be anything. A shift in the wind, the creation of a bond, the symptoms of an illness, or just a good old-fashioned earthquake. Most events have adverse effects, so pray that you get lucky. Do not despair. I am no ordinary elder. I'm also an oracle. I can sometimes predict what woes await. My visions are collected at the top of the screen. However, my visions are imperfect. I can only predict the nature of an event and the day it will appear. The rest is up to you. Okay, so there's going to be like a little timeline. The visions come to me. I saw the future and the world is doomed. The apocalypse is coming. My cat jumped up on my lap when I was shouting about human doom. Apparently, that's a subject that gets him greatly stimulated. You brought us here to die? Don't be stupid. We're in this place for a reason. We can stop this. Let me tell you about the prophecy. According to what I saw, we will endure many trials in the future. I wrote down all of my visions. Our first danger is laid ahead. I carefully noted all the days of the year, and this is the current day. And a doom event awaits us in a few months. We must prepare for it. Okay. So there's a seasonal event, and it is tied to the heat domain. I actually really, really like this parchment, or like this papyrus scroll right here that we're reading the prophecy from. Oh, we're right here. Okay, so it goes up that way towards the end of the season. Gotcha. So our next event is you foresee an omen. It happens on day 45. You know that this domain's threat will be affected and nothing can be done about that. It is tied to despair. Okay. You said we'd find a new life here. Disrespectful fool. Are you calling me a liar? Work hard and the trials can be bested. This is what I foresaw. Now, that you all know about the prophecy, we need to work hard to survive. Okay, so the mysterious domains govern the life of your pips, determining what events will appear, when, and why. Each domain has its own rules, so make sure you learn the differences. In difficult times, the howls of the wind and the harshness of life can quickly drive a pip mad. The despair domain feeds upon the inner struggle and social tensions of the pips. When its threat is high, pips will perform atrocious deeds controlled by their fears. Place buildings, I like how he's just like shivving a bitch over here. Place buildings that increase hope in the village and keep your pips happy and entertained to fight despair events. Pips may also find happiness in positive social interactions, which includes pets. Oh, good, there's gonna be dogs! Yay! Alright, so I saw the future, we're all doomed. Thanks to my vision, I warned everybody about what would happen. Visions of future events will appear here. Okay, so we've got an omen event in 6 days. My visions were tied to the domains, the forces that threatened the village. This one is sleeping, so we're safe for a while, but it's gonna change. An omen prophecy may appear inside the prophecy book. Nothing can be done about an omen prophecy. The event will arrive and it will make things worse, just as predicted. Okay, so we've got 6 days to deal with that. Sounds bad, but you know what? We'll stockpile some food. We'll get it rocking. And we'll just kind of see how this all goes. We could definitely probably use, like, another villager or something. She's done with research over... Are you done with research? No, you're not. You're lying. Why'd you have a little check mark above your head? Why would you lie to me, little Pip? Why would you lie like that? I don't understand. All right, so we've built a crude well. Fantastic. It's just a well that's really into the Beavis and Butthead episodes. That's it. All right, so with the food that we're gathering, we're now... Oh, we've got to have actually like a water gatherer as well. Okay. I think it's a good idea to knock out another kid since we have space for him. That's just my thought, is that you might as well, like, just knock out one more real quick. I don't know if we're going to get immigration or anything, but, like, I still feel like I need more population. Like, we've got a lot of buildings that are not being worked right now, and they're just kind of, like, sitting there. A baby named Margot is born. All right. We seem to be having kind of a problem here where all the kids are female. Like, we're gonna need some boys every now and again to kind of, like, make things more interesting. Honestly, I see very, very extreme birth defects in our future if this continues generationally. There's going to be a serious inbreeding thing going on. All right, so let's put somebody on berry bushes so that we're not losing food. And then we'll put somebody on gathering water. Actually, you go gather... Actually, I think we need the water to put out fires, though. So maybe we'll take a couple days, and we'll just gather water. Okay, berry bush research is done. All right, so we've got our berry shrubs. We can now plant plants. Plants work a bit differently than buildings. After they're planted by a pip, they'll grow without further help until they're ripe. When a plant is ready for harvest, you can send pips to gather the fruit. However, they deplete after a few uses and must be replanted. Okay, we're not even out of berries yet from all these other bushes, so I don't know. We could plant like one, I guess, just to see how it works, but it looks like it probably uses up a pip. Oh, we need seeds in order for it to work. Okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's where plants come from, so we'll research seeds next. So it seems to me like the build order is that you want to go for seeds first on this tier. Okay, so we've got a couple of waters on hand. So she should go chop down trees. I like how we're just an old man that screams profanity at people until they give us what we want. This guy's living the dream, man. That's all I've ever aspired to be, is like a 70-year-old who howls profanities until people do what I want. The only problem is I'm not that old yet. I'll get there, though. I'll get there. Believe me, I'm practicing. Okay, so now we've got another... Oh, Margot was a dude? Oh, I thought Margot was a lady name. I guess I was wrong. How many pips can work here, by the way? Can I put more pips on this building? No, it looks like it's a single-person building. Okay. Let's focus on... I'd like to get a rough idea of how much food I'm going to need to survive long-term. It seems like the seasons are pretty long. Oh, no. There we go. Put everybody on a berry bush. I want to deplete these as fast as possible. Although it looks like we can only store 50 resources. So that would actually be a piss poor plan. Let's get some wood instead. I'm glad that I caught that. That would have, cost us. All right, so the Omen event is coming. Let us see what depravities the gods are waiting to rain down upon us. Our fear threat has increased permanently by 1. Okay. Apparently someone saw a crow, and that counts as an omen. Don't tell them that in my neighborhood. There's hundreds of those things all over every tree. I live in, like, the Raven neighborhood, dude. That's, like, all they do is... It's like Corvid Central out here where I live. That's all they do is chill. The event has arrived, and the domain's threat has increased. Okay. The bar below the domain measures the current threat. If it reaches the maximum, we're doomed. If awake, the domain generates fear every single day. The higher the threat, the higher the fear generated per day. Not all was lost, however. We could fight fear by generating hope. Okay, so some buildings will help you against upcoming events. These buildings produce protection against the given domain. Your total protection determines your defense capabilities against events, and you can check the total by hovering on the domains. All right, we have special buildings to fight off events. Do we, though? Oh, there was other trees! Oh, no, dude, I didn't realize there was tabs. There was tabs. Oh, I'm so bad at my job. Oh, I'm kind of upset with myself right now. All right, let's work on whatever the hell that thing is. A meeting point. Because nothing makes me feel better like forcibly having to talk to human beings. All right. Okay, so we're full up on resources, so I can assign all these guys to go do other stuff in the meantime. I'd like to put, like, a house over here, maybe, so that it expands our domain so that I can get a fishing hut in on this side. I don't know if fishing can happen, like, year-round, but in some games, fishing happens year-round. And so I'd like to give it a go. These still have a couple pulls left on them. Let's unassign everybody because we're at our cap right now, or slightly above our cap as far as I can tell. Or maybe it's to the village can support up to the number of a single resource. Oh, never mind. Okay, so we can have 50 of each. Gotcha. 50 of each. Okay, let's get another wood chopper. You go work over there. We're going to pregame by getting a berry gatherer over here as well. I don't know if I should put it right next to the rabbit spot, though. We're going to have hunters and things, and I don't know if adjacency is going to be a problem there. Either way, go ahead and do it. We'll just, like, put people to work because I've got lots and lots of wood rattling around anyways. And then the final thing that I wanted was going to be... I guess another house, and that'll expand our borders. Yeah, that'll be good. Perfect. And then we'll just let food go down for a turn or two, and then we'll put everybody back on berry bushes to, like, grow it back up. Okay, so those two things are done. Everybody ate their food. I see. I see the risk of a bad event falling upon us. The vision is confusing, but there is hope. We can fight it. A risk prophecy may appear inside the prophecy. The events tied to a risk prophecy can be really bad, but the vision muddy and the future can be altered. Okay. When a risk prophecy arrives, the current protection is checked against the domain's danger. You have a chance to prevent an event based on the ratio of danger to protection. The higher your protection, the higher the chance. I don't have no protection. I had another vision, a risk event. It felt somewhat dangerous. Hopefully, we had several days to prepare. The vision had awoken the domain, which started generating fear. We need to generate hope. Yeah, I'm working on it, but you didn't give me the building by default that I need to fight off hope. And so anyways, like, you know, I'm working on it. I'm getting there, but don't hector me about it. Otherwise, I'll get pissy. We'll go over here. Oh, is everybody else still doing their thing? Oh, she started working on the berry bush itself. Gotcha, and she started working in the lumber yard. Okay, you go work on a berry bush just to even out our food. You finish off that house, and then we'll have them berry hoard for a little bit. All right, so we've got a shack built. I don't want to expand my population any further, though, I think, until I've got some kind of self-sustainable food that can support our entire population, because when these berry bushes run out, we're pretty much hosed. So, like, until I have, like, farms and things ready to go, I don't feel like growing is a good option. We've got one villager back, so let's put him on berries real quick so that we have a bit of a surplus. And we've got one more day until we've got the meeting spot. All right, meeting spot is ready to go. Now that we've got the meeting spot, I think we can actually solve some problems here. So let's get you off of berry gathering for right now. And you are going to go build a community building. There it is. So we've got a meeting point. What is the meeting point? So it needs a nearby dwelling. Okay, that's perfectly fine. We've got plenty of spots like that. You go right there. And then we need to pick a new research. We can have a bonfire. It's consumed by water events, heals wet with wood, attracts fire events. Okay, but what does it give to me, though? Does it, like, protect me from, like, darkness events or something? Or, like, cold events? Got a hunting tent. Let's finish off the seeds picker real fast. Because we've only got one turn left on that anyways, so... Okay, so we have the meeting point now. Now we just got to figure out how this thing works. All right, so some buildings may have different inputs and produce different resources as well. When this happens, you can rotate the production using the action button. Okay. Okay, so the meeting point is going to give us more protection. And then my guess is what's going to happen is the protection versus the risk is going to snap once we get to a point where... bad things are happening, basically. And then it's going to be compared. All right, you go ahead and get berries real quick to keep our food surplus up. And then you come over here, and we worked on seed pickers and got that done already. We also needed to pick up... What is this right here? A shared table? It gives nearby social ranking. Takes 6 turns to get done, though. Maybe we'll go for plowed soil next? That way we know how to plow fields. That might be a good idea. We'll start making some fields up here where we can plant things and harvest them, maybe. Get a little bit more food lined up. Okay, so we're going to play catch-up. It's going to take us a few more turns to get our hope up to a level where we can actually, like, counteract this event. But I like the ideas that they're playing around with. Like, this is an interesting little town builder. Like, I like that it's got a little bit of, like, an eldritch influence. I like that it's got, like, a little bit of an apocalyptic vibe to it, but at the same time, it's kind of laid back given the turn-based nature. I'm looking forward to this one. Honestly, if, like, every single time you play, it had, like, a randomized timeline of prophecies... Where was the prophecy thing at? Like, so if every time you played the game, the prophecies were randomized, so you never quite knew what was coming, and there was like 6 or 7 different endgame prophecies and things like that, like, dude, this is a game that could have a lot of replayability inside of it. Like, it really sincerely could. But anyways, my name is Splattercat. This is Dottage. I hope you guys liked it. I'll be back tomorrow with something hot and fresh off the indie skillet, but for now, it's time for me to go. Thank you for the luxury of your